I'm an Air Force airman. I am a bow hunter. I am a fisherman. I am Mark of all trades.
Hey guys, it's kind of a weird time out there. There's a lot of stuff going on, and not really a lot of people know what to do about it. I know this is a hard time for a lot of people, and I know that this is definitely a difficult time to get through. But one of the things that I've kind of realized while going through quarantine or the stay at home order is archery can really benefit from quarantine. And especially us bow hunters and archers, this is the time for us to get better. Even if we're blind bailing, even if we're, just in our backyard shooting, this is our time. If you're at home or anything like that, this is the time to focus on those fundamentals that you don't really have a lot of time to focus on. So during this quarantine, me personally, I've tried to do that. Since day one, I've shot every single day, and I think the least amount of arrows that I've shot is probably around 10 to 15. Every other day, I'm pretty much, getting in the reps. And so the main thing that I've been trying to do is I've been following John Dudley's from Knock On Archery. I've been following his quarantine days of, the different things that you can do throughout archery for each day. On one of the days John Dudley was talking about is about having your anchor point in a state of zen almost. He didn't use the word zen, but I'm kind of paraphrasing here. And so he was talking about the 4 things that you need to focus on whenever you're shooting your bow as far as your anchor points go. So he said you want to have your mind almost in like a state of mindfulness so that you're cognizant of all of the things that you're doing. Is my anchor point okay? Is my nose touching the string? Am I looking through my peep sight right? He wants to go through all of those things and do a mental checklist before you actually go through and follow through your shot. The first item that he wants to talk about is when you're drawing your bow and you have your anchor point on your face. When you're drawing and you have your release mechanism, whether that be the wrist release or you have a thumb release or back tension, and you want to make like a C, and you're going to put that right at your jawline. And that's going to fit right there. And that's your first anchor point. Number 2 that he talks about is once you have your anchor point in place with your hand, you want to have a light feeling of the string right at the corner of your mouth, whether that be a kisser button or you have something else on the string that indicates that you can feel that line up right with the corner of your mouth. And then the third one being you want to make sure that when you have those first 2 down, you want to feel the string touch just the very tip of your nose. You're not forcing it on there, you just want it to feel it, just so that you know it's in place and you know you're in the right spot. The last step, number 4, John talks about once you're in place and all those 3 things are set, your natural alignment of your peep should come up and you should focus on your peep from there. So for me personally, I don't have a peep sight on my bow. I just use those other 3. I wasn't able to get tighter groups for some reason. I've always just shot without a peep sight. And so I think that's something that maybe I'll transition back to, is trying to get a peep sight onto my bow again and trying to shoot that way. And I think that it might improve the tightness of my groups and make me a little bit more accurate. I'm not sure about you guys, but whenever I'm having an off day or, things just aren't right, I'll grab my bow and I'll go in the backyard for, 10 to 20 minutes and I'll just fling arrows. And me concentrating on the things that I need to do to make that perfect shot, to hit it right where I'm focusing on, I really have to get away from all those things that's happened throughout the day. And I think that using archery to do that is phenomenal. It's definitely a way to, get your feelings out and, be refreshed almost in a sense. Because when you're doing that, you're leaving everything in the backyard and you're not bringing it back into the house. You've gone into that state that John Dudley's talking about, that mindfulness of knowing exactly what you're doing when you're doing it. And so there's no room for anything else that's happened throughout the day. You're just in that moment right then and there. And I think that if you guys were to apply some of this archery stuff into your daily life, I think it'll help your overall, mental health and just the hard times that you're going through. I think it'll make it that much easier because I'm speaking from experience from myself is that I know this quarantine thing has got everybody all freaked out, but just going into the backyard and shooting a couple arrows, just give it a try and let me know what you guys think and let me know if that's something that you guys do. For me, that works, and I think it definitely rejuvenates my mind whenever I have to come back inside and, continue working on work or, whatever I have going on for that day. Just the fact that I'm out there doing it and getting my mind somewhere else and focused on those shots, it just helps rejuvenate my mind so much. And I just ask you guys to do it and let me know what you think. Maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't. But if anything, it's worth a shot, right? So I know that doesn't fix anything in what's going on in the world today, but hopefully it helps you as a person doing these archery techniques and getting out in the backyard and just improving your archery game. If anything else, that's all you're doing. You're improving yourself. And so I heard Gary Vee say this. If you come out of this quarantine and you haven't learned a new skill, you haven't increased your monthly salary, or you haven't learned anything, this time has been basically wasted. So just ponder on that and think about that because I definitely don't want to become that person. I want to become way higher than what I was coming into quarantine. So I just challenge you to find something new and to do something different and learn a new skill.